everybody who's here with us today for today's session. Also, welcome to Mr. Avinash Kumar Singh, who's our guest speaker for the day. Before I introduce Avinash ji, I take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the chamber. So, we have been recently founded in December 2020 and are based out of Bandra BKC in Mumbai. Further details can obviously found on our website at casmb.org.in, and we are very much active on all our social media handles, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And if you have missed any of our past webinars in the month of March as well as in the month of May, you can find them and watch them on our YouTube channel, CASMB India. Our chamber was founded with a mission to work closely with all stakeholders for advancement of micro, small, and medium businesses. We carry a vision to make MSMEs all the more resilient and make them even a much stronger backbone of Indian economy. Most of us know that the MSME contributes almost 30% to the Indian GDP and 48% to the manufacturing exports, and also employs more than 11 crore people across our country. And that's precisely why it's called the backbone of the Indian economy. On December 20th, 2020, Honorable Minister for MSME, Shri Nitinji Gadkari, has given us a challenge and a vision to increase this from 30% to 40% with regards to contribution to GDP, and the contribution to export, manufacturing exports to go up from 48% to 60%. The MSME industry or the sector is also expected to add another 5 crore jobs in next 5 years. So with this vision, few like-minded of us came together, and at the height of pandemic COVID-19 during December 2020, we founded our chamber with a single target in mind: to empower the MSME entrepreneurs to achieve the next level of success. We have defined certain objectives for our chamber, including representing the MSME at various forums, be it government forums or bureaucratic forums. We also are trying to empower farmers through value addition and also to make them think like entrepreneurs. We have had certain farmer focused initiatives like processing of turmeric, dehydration of products, novel technologies for jaggery processing, and many more through our webinar series over last 2 months. One of the key objectives of our chamber is to bring a convergence. We are all aware of various technologies or research being conducted at research institutes, academic institutes. A lot of new initiatives have been run by state government as well as various state governments as well as central government. And we want to be a single point of contact for all of these things, all of different stakeholders, and trying to bring a convergence to various things happening in the space where the MSME entrepreneur or the owner can come to the chamber and get guidance on various aspects. We are also trying to assist SMEs through developing newer products that can cater to global markets. Through webinars such as today's and many other training programs that we have been conducting, we're trying to build capacity in the MSME sector. Post-COVID, we plan to have various study tours, help our MSME members come up with strategic tie-ups, and also participate in various exhibitions. We have been fortunate that in less than 2 months that we went officially live, or we had our official opening on March 1st, 2021. So in barely 2.5 months, we are very fortunate to have a very strong advisory board team as well as a management team with wide experience in the field of food, finance, sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, and more. We are also represented by Ms. Arpita. I think she's here today on this session. She is also representing us in Gujarat and also heading our women's cell. So those are the two key areas she'll be handling. And Mr. Samir is based out of Goa. So within 2.5 months, we already have our footprints in 3 states, and we look to grow further across India with a few months down the line. In this webinar series, we have tried to cover various topics, especially key topics being that any MSME faces. One of them is the finance aspect. Another is technology. So we have tried to have different themes across the week And on every Mondays, we are bringing in various entrepreneurs who talk about their success stories. This Monday, we had Sagar Gokhale, who spoke about his journey in ready to eat, ready to serve beverages as well as food products. In past, we have had Akalpit, who spoke about fruit wineries. And if you have missed any of our earlier programs, like I said, you can watch them again on our YouTube channel. On Tuesdays, we are bringing a series of technologies that are available, especially in the field of food. So we had a representative from NIFTEM, from BARC, scientists from BARC, from Institute of Chemical Technology. We had Dr. Sanjay Bhuer, who has worked on novel technology for turmeric processing. And we are trying to propagate the latest technology available and which can actually be transferred and started as own startup. On Wednesdays, where we are today, we try to conduct weekly knowledge forum where various different topics, which are beyond the scope of technology, finance, and entrepreneur, are covered in there. So today we are trying to focus more on the marketing aspects. Influencer marketing is becoming a buzzword, and so many different marketing techniques or trends that we are seeing in the market is something that we'll be hearing today. In past series, we have had experts speak on various topics such as government schemes with in research and development, as well as we had a speaker from Malaysia who spoke on the palm oil aspects in food as well as non-food application. So if you have missed any of our webinars, they're all uploaded. 30 as I talk have been uploaded on our YouTube channel, and 3,000 plus people have attended it live, like you are attending it today, and more than 3,000 plus views on these 30 channels have already uh, more than 3,000 people have already viewed it on YouTube. As we speak, we have more than 680 YouTube subscribers. So post our series in March, we realized that there were certain other challenges MSMEs face, and that's why we launched 4 initiatives and few other sub initiatives. The first one we have launched is the Startup Buddy program, where we are assigning mentors to these startups, especially typically these mentors are service providers like ISO consultants or CACS or anybody whatever kind of challenges or help that our startup seeks. Through our informal platform or through WhatsApp, we are in fact mentoring more than 250 startups, and we are very also thankful to all our mentors who have been very helpful in guiding these startups. The other area where a lot of startups or MSMEs need help is selling their product, and that's why we plan to conduct the first buyer seller meet for food products in the month of May, where we will also be supported by various government agencies. Watch out for more announcement from our side, and we intend to carry this buyer seller meet on a monthly basis. The third initiative which we launched, where we realized raising capital was another key area or challenge area for a lot of startups, and that's why we have launched our chamber investor network, where in some cases we are actually in advanced stages of getting these startups funded, and in the other cases where probably they are not yet curated, we are hand holding them to reach a level where investments can actually be received from investors. The fourth initiative we launched is the industry defined problem, similar to Smart India Hackathon, where SMEs are pouring in their problems, and through student competition, we are finding solutions for the problems faced by our chamber members. We have also starting our chamber meets, where our current members will get a chance to interact with other members, do reference sharing, similar to certain networking platforms that are out there, because we believe that your net worth is basically equal to your net worth. So we want our chamber members to interact with each other and take maybe even do some mutual business within themselves. And women's cell is something that also we have launched, where we want to encourage more and more women entrepreneurs to enter this space of startup or SMEs. So obviously, all the initiatives that I've spoken about so far are the benefits that our members are getting. But additionally, you'll also be eligible to get discounted or free subscriptions to our initiatives as well as our partner initiatives. I would also like to put it on record that today's program is supported by AFST Mumbai chapter, All India Food Processors Association, NetPro Fan, as well as Entra O2. And last but not the least, chamber office in BKC is available for use for any of our chamber members to hold their team meetings or client meeting if they don't have a presence in Mumbai. So certain achievements that we have had in last 2.5 months is, like I said, more than 250 food startups are part of our ecosystem, either through mentorship or the startup buddy program. More than 15 startups have, to be exact, 16 startups have pitched their ideas, and like I said, a couple of them are in advanced stages of getting funded, and the other ones are actually being handheld, and we are curating them to ensure that they can reach a level where they can actually face the investors. Through buyer seller meet, we envision business to be actually happening. So we want to make an impact on the ground rather than just sitting in AC rooms or in our houses and just doing things. Rather than that, we want things to actually happen on the ground. And technology transfer, in fact, has been a very big hit, and most of the um, experts who have spoken on that topic, there are few startups who are in advanced stages of taking their technology, especially in the field of turmeric processing, dehydration, as well as fruit wines, where we heard Professor Lele talk about it yesterday. We have tried to keep the membership as low as possible, and based on the categorization of MSME, the silver, gold, like micro, small, medium categorization has been done, and up to a turnover of 5 crore, the annual membership is as low as 2,500. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. This is my phone number as well as my email address, or to Diksha or Prajakta or any of the names you saw in our advisory board as well as in our management team. So you have any questions, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you and help you reach the next level. So with that, I take this opportunity to welcome and introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Avinash Kumar Singh. He is currently working as head in international sales with Max Specialty Films Limited. Previously, he has worked as a consultant with Tata Strategic Management Group and also as assistant at an assistant manager level at Reliance Industries Limited. He brings a very strong educational background with an engineering degree from IIT Kharagpur and an management degree from IIM Ahmedabad. He's been an angel investor, and he's already invested in as per the list in 3 other startups, including Spine, Simber Biofabs, and Your First Ad. So with this, I welcome Avinash ji, and you can take over from here.
Thank you, Nilesh, and good evening, guys. I do understand it's a working day, and many of you may have just switched off the laptop for work and then attending it. Broadly, I really want to thank this chamber, and it's just this experience that when you are starting the growth, support at that time is the most important support. And that's why I'm really happy for the Nilesh and the entire team trying to support. And even for today's session, in one of the companies where I've invested, Your First Ad, uh, they got in touch with Nilesh for support. And through that, they asked me to come and share certain views, certain ideas related to how, with the changing, evolving this digital marketing, what should be. Now, there is no one-stop solution for all. So I have taken a very small deck, and I want to weave a story with you guys, which you guys can carry more as a learning, more as a thought-provoking idea, and which helps you go ahead and define your own marketing thoughts, what suits you best. So I'll just share my screen. Okay. Uh, Broadly, as explained by Nilesh, this is the whole profile. I just wanted this to highlight that I'm not coming from a typical sales guy. In fact, people who know me, if they will, or who knew me in childhood, if they see I'm doing marketing, they will say, "Oh, it's fraud." So, but if I can get into marketing, if I can think of how to market, if I can go about planning the marketing campaign, I think anyone can do. So in today's session, I have broken down the story which I want to weave into 4 broad episodes. The first episode I want to talk is truth is stranger than fiction. So whenever you think of doing anything, any planning, any marketing activity, and especially relevant to people who are doing small and medium businesses, our marketing learning, marketing experience, marketing knowledge, marketing jargon, all is derived by large businesses. So I'm calling that a fiction. So a fiction is which is known, which is planned. And once you go with a fiction, you are limited by the opportunities. This line, it's the first part of a bigger story where Mark Twain highlights that why truth is stranger than fiction, because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. So if you just go read the books about how Coca-Cola is doing marketing, how Pepsi is doing marketing, how Unilever is doing marketing, Mondelez is doing marketing, you will get stuck. They would have done their own experimentation. They have gone through their own cycle of truth, and then they have come out with a winning formula. For a small and medium enterprise, it's very important, and not just them, for any individual, any startup entrepreneur. You have to start understanding that the way you would be doing may be a totally new territory, new path, which you have to evolve. These are two concepts which I wanted to bring to table for all of you. And if at IMA, I can tell you in our first of the sessions, or rather you can say ragging, this is one term we call CCCF. And it is taught to us like if you have to give the crux of whole MBA, these four words define it all. Now, I would take this opportunity to explain them a bit more clearer. When we talk about conceptual clarity, you talk a lot about concept, 3P marketing concepts, going with SWOT analysis. You would learn about a lot more concepts. Are concepts important? Very important. You must have a clarity of what that concept is. If you don't understand the concept, you will fail. But understanding concept is not just enough. You have to have that contextual familiarity. In what context are you going to use the concept? And one of the basic examples which was always told and which has just stuck in my mind, I use is, so you go and teach your child, hey, don't talk to your stranger, don't talk to strangers, right? But if they don't talk to strangers, how are they ever going to make a friend? So concept wise, you were clear, but if your child just learns it as a concept without understanding it, in what context they must apply, it would be difficult. I really wish and hope that you start deciding these things, these two words, try to use it as much as possible, that, okay, whatever principle or whatever practice I'm trying to push people to do, whatever strategy I'm doing, what is the concept part of it and what is the context part of it. I can assure you this will do wonders for you in making your thoughts clearer and also explaining your thoughts clearer to the next party. Why I'm saying this? Because when we come to marketing aspect of it, in marketing, the second part is what and how of marketing. What is marketing? We all know. It is that we want to influence people to buy our product and service. The biggest worry is how. And how part is driven by, again, CCCF. If you understand what is the concept and what is the context in which you are engaging, you are communicating with your customers, it will become much more clearer for you on how to handle that aspect. Okay. So in that part, the second aspect which many of us grapple with, if I am selling a product which is just a duplication of a product which was in the market, what is the differentiation? Now, if there was a differentiation required, that becomes a need. If there was a need of the customer, why was not it served till now? Has that need arose suddenly? It won't happen. So many of the guys, when you see branding, when you see ad, they start creating that need in your mind. Is that a wrong thing? No, it's not a wrong thing. The needs are something which is actually getting you on a higher level of value for your own self. The same happens with a marketing. When you are doing a B2B company, when you are trying to sell your product, you will start looking at, hey, I'm trying to sell a process or a product which no one was using earlier. But if I get them habituated to using it, once they start using it, they will start understanding the value. And that's why you are trying to create the need. Overall need creation is very, very important. If you're not creating a need, be assured that there is nothing differentiation you are bringing, and you will fall into the trap of, hey, I price myself less, so I would be bought. Pricing is a good thing, but trust me, for a medium and small size companies, pricing is the last thing we should be trying to target. Beating economies of scale by pricing becomes very difficult. However, if you start becoming customization, if you start catering to smaller needs, creating smaller needs, those would be the things which will start happening. So cold drink, Coke, Pepsi, these are the known. But you see the juices. In juices now we are able to create because there are specific need. Only few people would be interested in kiwi fruits, kiwi juice. Some will be interested in some unique kind of juice. So there you are still trying to create a need, which was there, but you are just trying to highlight it, bring it, and sell it. So overall, how part of marketing, we have to understand and focus that the communicating our offering is very important, and the trust of delivering what we promise. More often or not, it's just like, I don't know, many of you guys, when engineering, you suddenly a course start, everyone says, okay, this semester I'm going to study very hard. So you take up all the difficult courses. So you promise that you will deliver, but after 1 week you realize, hey, I didn't want to study so much. So again, be very, very clear that once you communicate your offering, if you don't believe and improve the trust of delivering that, then you lose even your first opportunity to impress. They will make a perception, a bias, which will make it difficult for you to communicate next time when you are actually ready to deliver. Okay, so broadly, this is the idea. Try to use conceptual clarity and contextual familiarity as much as possible. It has worked wonders for me, and I think it can work wonders for every one of us who is trying to build our marketing strategy. Next episode, flashback. So just like in a movie, you start with a scenario and then you go into a flashback. So I think, and it's my perception, it's not a fact, that the marketing way we used to do has actually come a full circle, but with slight modification. So let's see, in the times when there were no communication, no language evolved, or even if there was language, but there was not option to travel too easily. That means you cannot travel very easily to go to a place, to a bazaar, to a market. How were people influencing each other to what do they want to eat on that day? Two people will come together, they will talk. If it's your friend, your girlfriend, your spouse whom you trust, you will actually want to do that. You will want to try that. So it was a word of mouth where the trust factor was very high. And hence you were able to get convinced that yes, whatever this other person is trying to say or trying me to experience or sell, let's say, that was time it was barter system, barter, it is good for me. Then we evolved. Then suddenly how this evolution helped that people were now able to travel more easily. There were places, there were societies which started creating a framework where there is a marketplace. And I've just represented a historic marketplace. Still, let's assume there is how people were selling them. People were shouting, even in trains, you just see right now, okay, they are trying to impress, chai le lo, badhiya chai le lo, kharab chai le lo, whatever. They are trying to catch your attention and they are trying to bring you to their shop. Once you come to their shop, once you get interested into their product, then they are explaining by themselves the benefits of that. Many a time it will happen, hey, you needed that, you saw that person and you bought it. There is nothing marketing, just that the person is there at the right time at the right place. This will keep happening even in your normal business day to day also. But thereafter situation changed when printing press got established. With printing press coming into place, now people can print their ideas. And I'm assuming that obviously by that time we have learned, everyone has started to read, write. Those could be smaller challenges. Keeping that aside, with printing press, people were able to communicate their ideas, communicate their messages. Even the books, they are selling their ideas, right? So with that, people started distributing their offers. You see newsprint ads, so many ways of communicating what you are bringing. What is happening is by increasing communication, you are increasing the number of people you are reaching. However, the trust factor starts getting down. The trust factor which you had in the case one was very, very high. It gets down a little bit because if it's a daily market where you are going, you know the same vendors who are selling the vegetables, your trust starts to build. In the printing media, the trust starts to go less. Now you start to need a build a brand for your company, and building a brand requires repeat performance. Okay. After that, we got TV, we got radio, we got telephone. So again, the reach became more easier. The messaging became more visual. The ideas became more subtle. So getting that brand built up even in your subconscious mind, even in your perception started becoming easier, and people started to do that. However, I've put a phone here also. I don't know how many of you guys remember. Still, even in these times, if you want to buy, you will still, even 10-15 years back, you will still say, hey, I'm going to buy a TV, and you will pick up a phone. Someone who had bought a TV, you will ask them. So still the word of mouth, that aspect of trust of with whom you are collecting information, that is still which is lingering there. Then came internet. Internet, mobile, you have WhatsApp, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have LinkedIn, Twitter, so many portals. What is good for here? Hey, you have got huge access now. You put a message, anyone can read. Anyone can from Brazil can buy your product here in India. Good. You have access, but the more the access, the lesser the trust. How do they trust? How do they build? And there would have been so many instances, so many places that the trust factor is getting lost a lot. That's why we started paying so much big monies to celebrities, to big influencers who are known, who just to build their credibility may not encourage or endorse a product which they don't agree with. And plus, being a celebrity, if they say it actually sticks in people's mind, hey, Dhoni said like this. Still, what angle we are trying to grapple with that is the trust factor. So why do I say it's come back? That now with the ease with which people are connected to each other, actually we are still doing the same thing, that we are asking to the person with the highest trust much more effectively through a digital media. So the whole chain has actually come a full loop. Now when people actually want to promote their products, you would want someone who people who actual consumers buy, they go and endorse you. And that is the chain which is now evolving very, very gradually, and we'll talk more about how that is shaping up. Episode 3. Now everyone can play the game, the right game. We just need to customize. The angle here is, guys, the biggest trap we can fall in if we start just simply going by what the marketing books say, jargon say. Okay, coming from an MBA background, you may say, okay, it's counterintuitive. But this was the same thing which was taught to us also. Again, go back to the context part. If the context is not clear, you cannot be the right in executing it. So normal terms, B2B, B2C, we used to hear. We have read, anyone who has gone through, they would have read. But let's agree that these are two ends of extremes, which is no longer actually valid. Actually, now we are playing in an infinite combination in between this. Even if we are saying B2B, we are actually maybe B2 semi-C. When I'm discussing with a purchase guy, that is still a person. He may have his own set of processes, but that is still a person. Many a time I consider my to be a business, but when I'm selling, I'm also a person. So it could be any combination in between where we play now. If someone becomes my trusted customer, my ability to convince him becomes much more higher the next time onwards. If it is the first time, even with your spouse, when you get married, at the start, you may have a different way of communicating. Later on, you will have different way of communicating. So understanding that communication is very important. You cannot expect one size fit all. What it means is we all can still play the game because we don't have to serve all the customers. We just need to start focusing on few customers and understand them. One of the key things which everyone will keep saying, and sales guys are more often not are the culprits. They will say, hey, pricing, I need low prices to sell the product. Guys, pricing focus is given. No customer is going to pay you a higher price. They can pay you once, they can pay you twice, but don't expect that to happen regularly. You must add certain value. So don't fret too much on even if you quoted a wrong price or a higher price, or you are too much worried about how you are going to price your product. The focus is on convincing that the price you are asking for that product is right. How do you ensure that that price you ask is right? So a pen or a car, Rolls Royce sells very less. No one, most of the people who may buy it once, they only buy it once. So they are still trying to convince people of the price of it. How they are adding the value, they are playing their own game. Let's start with the game of Facebook. Facebook started free. They didn't have anything of their idea in that way, but they started people to convince and get certain value. And rather than asking those people for the value, they started selling the data, or not selling the data in a wrong way, but they started utilizing the data analytics in a way where they can now start getting money out of it. So they started doing that customization. Again, guys, going back to concept which I want each of us to understand, if you want to reach your customer, find a way of reaching to them where you invest the money in the right direction, knowing how you are going to get that return. Last point, internet access everyone, very good. Very good, we can reach everyone. But the other side is access everyone is oh no, because you would be swamped with plenty also. If you want to, it's a common saying, you cannot keep everyone happy. So with access to everyone, and you try to start defining your way you are doing with everyone, you would be confused like hell and it will not work for you. So for finding the right game, it's important to filter everything, but don't take too much time in filtering. Be very, very decisive and very, very fast. So I keep talking to my team also when I'm working or wherever I'm trying to invest. As an angel investor, I invested into 3 companies. Even investing into those 3 companies, I had to filter. I had to understand really what those companies were offering. Were they really good in what they wanted to achieve? So whatever product you are saying, your product may be good in 10 aspects, but your customer may be interested in only the 9th and 10th one. So then communicate that offering very clearly. Okay, filter your customers. Again, there would be many customers who want 1, 2, but they will not pay the price. There are many customers who will want offering 3 and 4. They will not pay the price. There would be some customers who want 5, 6, and they are willing to pay the price. Those are your customers. We many a times get dejected by, hey, I was pitching this project for so long and it got rejected. Okay, why were you pitching so long? After some time, you should have understood. Start filtering that a lot. And people keep saying, this is the make or break. Guys, in your offering, in your customers, with so much access, it's a problem of a plenty. Please, this is what we have with the world open. We can find customers, but we just need to find the right customers, else you will not be able to convert them. So focus on creating your marketing kit around the offering where you are most confident that you can generate the need. You can ask customers for premium and then filter your customers and then start to find the partner or the tools so that you can bridge this gap between your offering and customer. So just like Nilesh was saying, they are trying to create a marketplace, guys, for the small and medium enterprises, buyer and seller. What would happen with CASMB coming in between? The trust factor will start increasing. So building that trust factor is the key point of conversion. Offering, if you don't offer something, no one is going to buy. Suddenly, if you, I'm full and you suddenly give me food, I'm not interested. If I'm hungry, you give me rotten food also, I may be interested. So just find that need, but getting that trust factor is something you guys need to solve that puzzle aspect. Okay. I've just created a episode 4 just to highlight the jungle you are going to deal with when you are going to work on a digital marketing landscape now. I could have very easily talked about with COVID coming in, how things are changing, things are evolving. Guys, the fact is that change is constant. So just talking about the change is not going to help. Being aware that the change will keep happening, you will have to learn those changes, but you must prepare yourself with the right set of partners who help you navigate this jungle. This is a jungle. You would have people pitching in, hey, I can get your website search engine optimization, I can give you good data analytics, I can create good content for you. All of these are important, but none of these are must. What works for you amongst this, understanding that, experimenting with that is more important. And more often than not, I've seen that many companies who are just trying to grow up, startups, entrepreneurs, they invest a lot into marketing as a general concept. Okay, I need to put a TV ad out. Why do you need to put a TV ad? Do you really want to create that perception into customers' mind that yes, just like you know Coca-Cola, you should know me also? There would be time for that. But are you at that place, that phase? So I'm not here to tell you guys that yes, this is the solution, go ahead. What I'm trying to urge you guys to focus on is you need to understand to have right partners which help you through these into different phases. You have to start understanding that the trust factor is the most important thing to convert your customers to buy films, buy products from you regularly. Sorry, I come from a films business, so I keep telling films, but you have to start getting that trust factor built in. And once that trust factor comes in, the receiving person will start understanding your content more easily. So if I go and tell anyone, hey, you should do fashion designing like this, no one is going to listen to me. Everyone knows I dress shabbily. But if I go and talk someone, hey, if you are facing this challenge, this problem into your strategic planning, I can help you. They may still listen to me because they trust me for that aspect. So trust does not mean they will trust you for everything, but that's why linking that trust for the content or the offering you are doing is the key aspect. So broadly, these are the 4 concepts. I'm trying to summarize it again, recap till the next series. And I'm very fond of smaller presentations. So for sure, I want you guys to go ahead with that CCCF. And I'm giving you a mantra for MBA. Even if you have done MBA or not done MBA, if you use CCCF, be assured you have 80% MBA learning is covered. Just start using it consciously in a smart way. Common sense is very uncommon. So do apply your common sense. So you must understand what you want to offer and must understand how you want to offer. Second aspect, please don't fall into the trap of investing too much. Invest with the idea basis that what you are going to get. So don't overcommit into things where you have a huge pocket of investment into marketing, because marketing cannot yield direct benefit. It will never be able to yield you direct benefit if you just simply say, okay, I will make an ad and I will launch it on all across national media and I will get so much people to come on board. No, it won't happen like that. It will, the higher amount you invest, the time period of return is actually same. If you invest 2 crores, you will see the returns coming in 5 years. If you invest 30,000, maybe you can see the investment in 1 month. So start small, start building what works for you. Clarity is very clear that the landscape has changed. You cannot run away from digital anymore. So digital is important, but with digital, the challenge of the trust is going to be more severe. How do people start building your trust on your product? People ordering on Zomato, Google, travel, you start paying reviews a lot more attention. Suddenly people started buying reviews. So after some time, people who used to trust that, after certain bad experience, they stopped trusting that aspect. So understanding this aspect is very, very important. One of the things, again, since your first head has asked me to give this presentation, and I will take this opportunity to say why, as an angel investor, I invested in them. They are trying to tap into influencer marketing at a basic level, and they want to offer it more as a delivery based, not a approach based. Hey, you give me a campaign and I will take that. Their approach is simple: try to reach to all the micro influencers. Once you reach the micro influencers, so if I tell my friends, my friends will listen. But if I tell anyone unknown, or if even if there is a local celebrity, people may listen, they may retain, but they may not get the buy-in into investing. So these guys are trying to create a portal where they are trying to develop a base of micro influencers. I think it's a good idea. That's why I invested my money into them. I just hope that these guys start do good work and deliver to the customers they are offering. Broadly, this is the way I wanted to capture. And okay, good. I have done my job in 30 minutes. So open to questions, guys.
Great, Avinash. I think we have one question in the chat box, which says, how important is keywords marketing strategy for digital marketing?
As I told, keywords, and I'm understanding this question as keywords as the tags with which the search engine optimization guys prioritize. If that is the aspect, uh, it's in digital marketing. I'm again telling, the aspect of just being the one who comes on top is not going to help anymore. How does that link? People coming to your site is one thing that can help, but they cannot go with one. Even in bigger known customers, we will have 3 quotations. So be assured, there they will be going with 10 quotations. So with that 10 quotations, which is that one which will convert them? That aspect becomes very important. Okay. Arpita, I've got second question is that, do you think AI insight is taking over the human gut feeling in marketing and decision making? Okay. AI is again a new tool. It would be a major change going forward for sure. But AI still will not take over gut feeling, because at the end, it would filter out the options. But at the final point of decision making, I think there would be companies who can leave it totally to AI, but I think still people will want that human perception at the end point. So the filtering part can start getting filtered a lot through AI, and even that is the same thing which the search engine optimizations can also help. But the final decision making for sure will remain with humans. From stage of startup marketing help, from which stage of the startup marketing help is to be taken? Guys, be assured, if you are any company has to sell the product or the service you are offering, so your marketing plan should be taking shape from the time you start. By that I mean, marketing plan, as I told, 2 aspects: offering and then customers. First, be clear of your offering. Which offering is actually the need or the additional differentiation over whatever everyone is offering? Once you get that clarity, use that to filter your customers in your mind. Once you have done, then start finding, hey, for doing this, which person can help? So I will give you an example of customers, companies like, let's say Byju's or someone competition of Byju. You really want children from tier 2, tier 3 cities to come to your portal. How do you do that? You have to build the trust in that place. And people, if any of you are from tier 2, tier 3, I am personally from there. Our source was talk to the senior who has passed and who has done good. Even our parents used to say, okay, see Singh uncle beta, how he has done, and talk to him. And that influences us to do the similar thing. So that would be the aspect there which will help you. Okay, so start from early, be clear of your offering first, in your mind customer, then start seeing a partner who helps you bring them together. just like Nilesh was also saying, the portal they are creating. If a SME has to sell to SME, these portals would be very, very good. These places would be, platforms would be very, very good for them. Would like to understand more affiliate marketing. Okay, affiliate marketing actually started with certain concepts maybe 20 years back, and it got a very wrong connotation, I must say. Amway was a good success, I will still say, but there were so many chit funds and all who started using affiliate marketing, where they used to incentivize people to promote their offers. But the point was, they were paying them to not push the product benefit, but just paying them, hey, why don't you get this? So affiliate marketing is very good because the trust aspect is high. But people, if you do it wrong, the whole chain hurts. So chit fund and all those, even if you have heard about that, those get trapped. So going into affiliate market, it's very important. Don't ask your affiliates to product unnecessarily. Only ask the right affiliate to product the right product. Again, and that's what I kept telling to your first ad, that if you ask me to go and promote fashion design, you are ruined. I may still do it because I'm getting money out of it, but if I promote things where I believe in, I am actually a natural consumer and I don't get paid with the direct way of, hey, why don't you buy it? So these things would help. So think of good affiliate marketing is the best conversion. And many of times you will hear many people saying, hey, I will give you 15,000 IDs you email. That's not affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing should bring in the trust aspect. The way of affiliate marketing is to counter the trust aspect into that. Okay, good. Any more questions, guys? Have I missed anything? Okay, I've got one more question from Arpita. The biggest challenge for startups is they have concept. However, to execution, they need concept that converts to context, which drains most of the budget in startup. Would you have any suggestion to address this challenge? So one thing which I have felt is that anything, it's good to scale, but you must start with a pilot. And don't rush into or build all your, just like don't put all your eggs into one basket. Just focus on getting your, if you have a good offering and if you have got target to achieve 1,000 customers, it will not happen in one day. You will first get one customer, then you will get second customer, then you will get 5 customers, 10 customers. So go through the journey. And that's why I kept in, don't invest upfront too much. Test yourself. So if you have a hypothesis, okay, this offering, these customers, go and check with those 5 customers first. Let it work out. And I'm telling you, if that works out, money is actually a commodity, because once that work out, you go and convince to any investor, they would be happy to pay because they have seen that work. So that would really help you much more. Okay. Can someone consult you for digital marketing? For sure. Not me, but I think you should connect with your first ad. I'm guiding them on case-to-case basis, but I'm still saying, guys, independent of here, even when you're trying to digital marketing, first be clear what you want to get out of it. And whoever you engage with, create your campaign very clearly after discussing with them. Hey, I want this offering to these customers. Can we achieve this and how? If you get a satisfactory answer from any digital marketing guys, you go ahead with that. Otherwise, you will fall into the trap. People will say, hey, I will make you brilliant posters and we will put it on Facebook and or you will put it on a YouTube channel. And then you find that YouTube video you invested, you made a good 2-3 lakh rupees of investment into making a video, but the views are 100. And even if views are 1,000, actually no one has converted into buying your product. So really go experiment a bit, start building your confidence, and then start investing. Increase the investment in proportion to results. Okay, I think another question, since retail sales is getting more restricted to weekends, any guidelines on scheduling of the digital promotions, more so because the recall for promos during weekdays may be weak? Okay, I will have to understand this question a bit more. So if your customer is, let's say, B2C, you are trying to sell to C. I'm again saying, guys, digital promotion, there are two ways. If you think of getting the product to customer, that you will find 100 channels. Getting your customer to order your product, you have to start thinking, when does your right customer actually comes on net, actually tries to decide when they buy. If you ask me, if I have to buy anything, and mostly I will be buying books or something, I will go 9 p.m. and I will try to buy it. If my wife has to do, she will use that time frame of during that time to actually go and do it. But still, if digital media is used for products where social influence is important, you have to use social media. For products where formal is required, you will have to start using LinkedIn or forums like these to start and trying to capture that. Good. Guys, any more questions?
I think Shanu and his team are also doing our digital media. We are running a campaign right now in the month of May. And if people visit our Twitter handle, especially, they'll find COVID related awareness program on a daily basis that is being supported by Shanu and your first ad. So I think people can get in touch with Shanu, where they do have a portfolio of I think a few hundred influencers, and they can definitely run your digital media campaigns or stuff like that.
Guys, okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for taking the time out
Yeah.
after a
So
long hectic day.
yeah, and if anybody needs Shanu's contact, Shanu, you can put your number or your email address also in the chat box. Sure, if it's still there.
Anyways, I think once this PPT would be shared, I've shared the contact details at the end, so you
Yeah,
guys can connect from there also.
sure. Great. Diksha, can you propose an official vote of thanks?
Yes. Sincerely thank you to Mr. Avinash Kumar Singh sir for your valuable time, a very insightful session. And thank you to our support partners, AFST Mumbai chapter, Entra2, NetProgram, and AIFPA. Thanks to all the participants for attending today's webinar. I declare the session as ended. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir.